Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to welcome our witnesses this morning. The Battle of Midway was a critical turning point for the United States in the Pacific theater during World War II. It helped to essentially eliminate the Japanese Navy and is a defining moment in our history. We owe not only a debt of gratitude, but also a significant measure of our freedom to the brave sailors, the airmen, soldiers, and Marines who fought and died during the Battle of Midway. As Guam's congressional representative and as a ranking Democratic member of the House Armed Services Subcommittee on Readiness, I have a keen understanding of the importance of the U.S. military history in the Pacific, particularly as we focus our national strategic attention to the Asia-Pacific region. We must not forget the past sacrifices made by so many to keep our countries safe and free. I also have firsthand experience with the Pacific Island National Wildlife Refuge that has serious public access issues. The Guam National Wildlife Refuge. Access to the refuge itself and to private property contained within it has been contentious since its establishment in 1993, as has the conflict between the military activity and resource management. So I continue to work to resolve some of these issues and protect natural resources while accommodating military training and public access. I must point out, however, that Guam and Midway are markedly different. Although United Airlines has tried its best to link our two islands, Guam has a large resident population and an active naval base and an Air Force base, while Midway has neither. Parts of Guam National Wildlife Refuge are co-managed with the Navy. In contrast, Midway was fully transferred from the Navy to the Department of Interior in 1996. Finally, Midway is part of the Northwest Hawaiian Islands Marine National Monument, designated by President George W. Bush in 2006. The uniqueness of Midway Atoll makes adoption of different management strategies there appropriate and necessary. Access to Midway is very expensive and very time intensive. We will hear from some witnesses today that a private company offered to operate the refuge for free, but the evidence shows that is historical fiction. In a March 2002 interview with the Honolulu Advertiser, the vice president of the Midway Phoenix Corporation stated the following, and I quote, "I feel certain that strictly from a business standpoint, there's no contracting group in the world that is going to go out there and do it for free. We certainly couldn't make it work doing it for free," unquote. He was speaking about Midway Phoenix's attempt to profit from a tourism venture while also managing facilities at the refuge at no cost to taxpayers, as its agreement with the Fish and Wildlife Service stipulated. Midway Phoenix lost $15 million on its investment, and this quote is an admission that the company overpromised and underdelivered. The lesson, as always, if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Preservation of historic resources is expensive. If we valued it as a country, we should pay for it. Unfortunately, the budget for Midway Atoll has been cut by 25% since 2005. Instead of recognizing that fact, committee Republicans are scapegoating a federal agency that is simply trying to do a big job with insufficient resources. If any member of this committee is unsatisfied with the management of historic resources at Midway, I invite him or her to join me in signing this letter to the Appropriations Committee, requesting additional funding to do the job right. Or we could also see fit, if United would like to make it a practice for flights from Honolulu to Guam, to always stop at Midway Island. Instead of trying to manufacture and perpetuate controversy, I would also like to use this hearing to highlight a problem facing Midway Atoll and the entire Pacific Ocean: marine debris, all kinds of trash, from derelict fishing nets to plastic bags to cigarette lighters, are carelessly dumped into our oceans every day from all corners of the earth. And this pollution has severe impacts on fish and wildlife resources. And we will hear today from photographer Chris Jordan, who has investigated this firsthand on Midway.
Okay.
And I look forward to hearing from not only Chris, but the other witnesses as well. And I thank you, and I yield back, Mr. Chairman.